should be going live here, and there we go. Alright. Back up and running. Welcome, one and all, to IMRC once again. Race number 13, I believe. 13? 13.
Yes.
Here at Tri-County. Short track racing, the only short track of the Cup season. So a lot of unknowns coming into this. A lot of interesting quirks that this track has, including a double-sided pit road, which Tristan here has been mentioning a lot, and he'll be able to cover that a little bit for us. But oh my gosh, they already kicked at the race. Okay.
No.
Just click back to NR, and they're already gridding up. So I'll just quickly introduce my compatriots here. Of course, Blake is back once again.
Hello, everyone. Let's see a really good short track race tonight.
And someone who made a brief appearance in the booth a little earlier in the season. Back once again to call the whole race with me again, Mr. Tristan Allen.
This time with one more fixed engine.
Great to have you gentlemen here. Field is taking shape. I should probably get on and off track for the sake of it. But, yeah, I didn't think that they were kicking it forward this quickly, so looks like they might even... Oh, no, this is 71. Alright, so, sorry for the suddenness of all this. We do have a point situation that we're going to be trying to keep track of. 71 to Chris Wetz is on pole, 51 to his outside, 150 laps. Holy crap, I was not prepared for them to kick it forward this quickly. So my apologies. And just like that, we're off and running.
Green flag is out. Chris Wetz down to the inside. Dylan Schwellenberg on the outside.
Now I will go ahead and mention really quickly the point situation. Of course, right now, Tyler Mallon, Roger Ray, as we already have contact. Cars going around, and I think that's going to be a restart. And, oh, yes, it will.
Yep, that's the restart. So,
Now,
quick... Oh, my goodness.
Oko and Robbie just turned into a helicopter.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so to quickly break down the point situation, Natano Moedo, he is the last person in the point situation, so if it was set right now going into the Homestead event, Natano Moedo would have the advantage. Don LaPrade is sitting 11th in 5th place, 11 points out. Shane Sides is sitting 6th, 13 points out. Austin Ogo, 14 points out. Dylan Schwallenberg, 20 points out. He is in desperate situation to get a win here today after a very, very rough playoffs and everything. Robbie Gilvin is saying 35 points out, and Alexander Gonzalez in 10th place, 36 points out. So a lot of positions to capitalize on a crazy short track here tonight. But the big question is who's going to be running at the end?
Because there's going to be some beating and banging, no doubt about it. Of course, Blake, you ran some laps in practice. Tristan, you actually ran a race at this track. So I'll ask you directly just what it's like on this track that these guys really are not used to.
It's going to be even higher horsepower than the car that I drove, so it's definitely going to be more of an issue of getting off the corner without killing the back tires.
And probably trying to keep it down low as long as you can, try not to pound the outside wall. This track only being about, as we're back to green once again, the proper start. What's this, like 0.6 of a mile?
It's a really, really small track.
Oh boy. Guys already...
Officially a 2/5 of a mile.
2/5 of a mile. So even shorter than that. And it's already, we got a spinner in the back that looked like Sean Ryan in the 42.
And that is a caution.
Caution is out. And I think that we're going to be seeing a whole lot of that in the early goings here, guys, trying to figure out where everyone's braking points are, where everyone's going to be slowing down. So I think we're going to see a few guys run into each other. I remember, I think it was Tristan also mentioned that short track tempers could also become a bit of a factor. How important is that going to be for these guys to try to keep that in check?
Definitely gonna be a major importance. Like, if someone cuts you off and you get annoyed, you could get yourself sent to the back if you do anything like to try to tap them around, or if they do anything, and you can pretty much lose your entire championship if you get too annoyed. But here's the first time that we're doing both left and right pit stalls.
Oh yeah, we got pit stalls on both sides.
38
yep.
trying to figure out where he's at.
And yep, he is the first. Yeah, we were talking about it. Who's going to be the first guy on that right side? Now, we were mentioning that is going to be a bit of an advantage for the 38 and the 16. A couple of guys we don't normally see up at the front. Benjamin White, Felipe Teixeira. Because they're going to be able to have the luxury of being able to just pull right out of their stalls there. And guys who might be toward the tail end of the top 10 might actually be in a bit of trouble. Sorry if you see any weird camera angles. I had to switch up the cameras a little bit, so some of them are a little wonky. And yeah, there's just so many unknowns to this. I definitely wasn't quite prepared, so I do apologize if things seem a little choppy here and there. We see here we go. We're going back green, man. This is too quick.
And Schwallenberg trying to get the run off the corner.
It looks like he actually might get it.
Oh, lingerie into the outside wall, but keeps it together.
Yeah, he's up on that outside. We were talking, Blake, that this is a track that you really just can't do anything once you get stuck on that high side. It's like Martinsville.
Ooh, and around goes Felipe Teixeira.
Got a spinner.
Yellow flag.
Teixeira, and the yellow flag is out once again, as we were seeing a good dive there from another member of the booth that we normally see, Natan Amoedo, in new colors in the number 36. Saw Benjamin White coming to a stop there. First caution, I will say, just looked like Sean Ryan kind of squeezed the 38 and ended up spinning him. That time was just White going into the corner a little too hard. Getting into the 16, but no harm really done there in terms of any damage. But that will be a penalty on the 38. But new leader in Dylan Schwallenberg, who, as you said, a bit of a must-win and probably really feeling the pressure to get that done, considering the struggles that he had at Chicagoland and then at Atlanta. This has not been a good playoff for a driver that we thought would almost be running away with this.
Yeah, and without a doubt, the big crux of it is that if you can go out and win tonight's race, you then lock yourself in. Now, we are going green this time, so there's no one pitted. Now, obviously, there can be a case of next week's winner at Michigan coming from back on the field, and then it just comes down to pure stats. But if you can get that monkey off your back and get a win early on, and as the green goes now, definitely it can help your title chances to get into that Final Four. At Homestead, as the 36 washes up the racetrack.
And a lot of guys washing up there, 3 wide. And Nova way down there, and then the 37. Guy who's made a few starts here and there. Liam Tingley up here on a solid run in the top 10. But yeah, it's just like you were saying. I mean, these guys, they got 2 more races. It is a win in your in format, but it's 2 races for 1 spot. So, as 37 gets a little close.
And that entire system could just be thrown out the window if Schwallenberg wins tonight, and then we have, like what Blake said, someone else went in, around goes to 71.
The 71 goes around, avoid him, and
caution.
Yellow flag for that.
Yellow flag for Chris Wetz going around, the pole sitter. A non-playoff driver looking to make some noise. Speaking of making noise, I'm going to shout out to the driver who is the farthest back of all the playoff drivers. Alexander Gonzalez has now moved up to 3rd.
He is one who would love to see a win tonight and then a three-peat winner next weekend, because that's pretty much the only way he gets in.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to need the win. And And yeah, even if he does win, that still wouldn't really guarantee it for him, because if it comes down to stats, that would be kind of iffy territory. The way is we're going to take a look and see what sent the 71 around.
I think it was just a little bit of a brake lockup by the 18, just going for the corner, and the 71 a little bit overreacted, but nothing terrible.
Yeah, if we're looking at it here, I went a little bit too far back, and yeah, just a little bit loose there. I'm actually surprised that brought out a caution.
It was because he was spinning right around the racing surface.
Oh, okay, so
That it was deemed as a dangerous track.
okay, so that is a rule that they have. There are some leagues that when it's manual cautions, it doesn't matter how it happens. If there's no contact, the caution will not come out. But just like that, Schwallenberg in the lead with Mallon second. Then followed by the 63 and the 7. The 7 also on the outside, looking at another driver that we thought would really be in good shape. As I just blinked out there, that was completely my internet's fault, as we're back to racing once again. Already 16 laps in despite 3 cautions.
And 7's going to dive his nose down to the inside of the 63, fighting for third place right there. 63's got the advantage, but for how long is the big question.
Ooh, man, a little squirrely as Roger Ray gets a little close to the 36 and the 10.
And at a track like this, with how tough it is to no surprise that 9 out of the top 10 are the chasers.
Yeah, that's true.
Only Henry Nova, the only non-chaser inside the top 10 is right now.
Currently running in 9th position. Got Dunlop Pratt behind him, the driver on the outside, the first driver on the outside looking in. Currently running in 10th, does not want that 36 in front of him by any means. That was a bit of a dive from the 03, but they keep it clean. Shout out to Nick and Velocity in the chat. Good to see you guys here. Emerito thinking about it on the inside of Roger Gray. That would be for the 6th position. And I'm definitely noticing how much harder the 36 is diving it in on corner entry, but it looks like it's probably hurting him on exit. So that's a question. Is the entry where you're going to gain most of your time, or do you want to back that up and maybe get the better exit down these short straightaways?
I mean, it's looking like the exit is working far better for the drivers who have been attempting that, because, well, Schwallenberg got the lead off of a run off of a corner earlier in the race off of restart, so seems to be the way to go for most drivers.
Well, about a car length or two over Tyler Mallon at the moment. The two have pulled a little bit of a gap on Alexander Gonzalez, doing a fantastic job at 3rd place at the moment. With Austin Ogo in 4th, also in a bit of a desperate situation himself. But maybe if things really go his way, he could still point his way in. Of course, assuming that a 4th playoff driver doesn't win tonight, in which case Michigan is just going to be a freaking free-for-all. Which, Tristan, I know that you're going to be on track for that one most likely.
Yep.
And the one thing that I wanted to say about how driving this track is, if you guys remember the old Langhorne Speedway, the track that you're constantly turning to the left, this track is kind of similar to that. There is only maybe like 1 or 2 seconds where you actually keep the wheel kind of straight, and it's when you're going down the front and the back stretch. But you are constantly turning the wheel, and it varies from driver to driver in terms of how high they have their force feedback set up. But some people, you're cranking the wheel pretty darn hard to get through the corner, and it can be kind of difficult to keep it undersettled.
And so far, these guys doing a pretty good job of that. Of course, as this run goes on, though, being a flat track, you got to be wary of the tires. Don't know exactly what the fuel window is going to be. It'll be 150 laps. I imagine that they'll have to pit at least probably once. If I had to take a guess, it would probably be 100, maybe 90 at least on fuel. As we got a battle here for the 5th position between Shane Sides and Roger Ray. Anton Amorino right on the tail of that. These two drawn side by side, and Shane Sides, I'm actually impressed, doing a pretty good job of holding his own on the outside.
Yeah, this track very much screams late model stock car type of energy. So with how heavy these cars are and kind of difficult the braking situation is, like without a doubt, it requires a special type of mentality to get around this track.
Colin Mallon seems to be looking around behind the 51. He's caught him, but hasn't been able to get around him yet. Trying to throw it in.
Yeah, these two.
We've been watching him the last few laps, and he's been going up the track, down the track, just trying to find a way to get some momentum on the 51.
Definitely really gets him on in the center of the corner there, and then it kind of evens out. But definitely two of the more aggressive drivers on the racetrack. Now, I will also say, we all know how fast Dylan Schwallenberg is. Just as things not really going his way, so he gets a little sideways. But you got to think that these guys really do not want to see him in the Final Four, because he's going to be a real threat. So you think that Mallon's probably thinking, oh, I can't let him have this one.
Well, I'd say it's a mix. If I remember right, these guys are teammates and everything, and Mallon does already have that victory. So unless something goes wrong on the Schwallenberg machine, I mean, I could honestly see him kind of holding back and just kind of letting them have it. There's really a very low chance that he actually gets eliminated from the...
Oh, just got spun, but he got tapped by the 2, and that kept him going straight. Well, don't think that's a caution.
That is not.
No yellow. No yellow.
And that has stacked the field up. They are making many moves right now.
Whoa, Chris Wett's around the outside. Oh my gosh, actually going to make that stick. He just passed like 3 cars on the outside.
Yeah, he is. He did pit for tires after his spin, so maybe that could be a bit of a thing to notice. Maybe his tires are coming into perfect range while everyone else's are falling off a cliff.
And Dejan Weiss just pushed up the track there, and that's going to be another spot for the 71, who we saw was really, really competitive in practice. So now up to 7th. I think Alexander Gonzalez breathing a little bit easier. It looked like he was maybe starting to hold up the field a little bit himself. But, man, Ogo's got to be thinking, what do I have to do?
Now, if I remember right, Chris Wetz is a former short track champion. Back in the days of IORL, they had a late model stock car division. And if I remember right, he was both a dominant force in that series and caution flag. 69 goes around. But both a dominant force in the series and I think a champion. So Chris Wetz really does know his way around the short tracks. I'd say that he's not talented at all the other courses. He definitely has surprised us throughout this season in other races, but without a doubt, this is definitely his bread and butter. So,
and something that could have been a problem. Something that could have been a problem there without the caution is that they were getting close to some lap traffic between the 2 leaders, so that is also something, if we get a long enough green flag run, to look out for.
Yeah, that's a true point there. As we're going to keep an eye on pit stops here before we take a look to see what happened to the 69, who is also a playoff driver. Probably on the
small pit boxes.
Yep, they're very small pit boxes on both sides. Yep, there you see the 38 and the 16 pulling in there. Now, I mean, that's also going to create havoc for those coming out of each of them. As the 51 is going to hold the lead. Oh boy.
That was close. I do not know who for sure got that. It looks like it was the 63, but the 18 is in front.
51 let them off of pit road there. 1 to green, or are we going green here?
Pretty sure 1 to green, as there are still drivers coming off pit road.
Okay, excellent. That'll give me a chance to see what happened to the 69. So coming off of turn 4, right in front of Ogo, just starts to get a little sideways. Yeah, he outright lit up the tires there on the transition of the banking, and then sent it around. A little nudge from Will Goss in the 29. And Teixeira came through there pretty quickly. little tap there, but shouldn't be anything too serious. Nick, I think we might be able to make something work there. Might get Seth back in the booth next week. Might not. I will have to see. But either way, we should be able to probably make some room for you as we are back to racing once again. And something happened to the 71.
I don't know if he lost a gear or if he just got a bad restart, but very far up the racetrack. And now Roger Ray from row 2 up to second.
Just like that, up to second, really tightly packed. It looks like a little nudge almost to the 63. He was getting sideways.
42 going around. I don't know if that was off the nose of anyone.
Spinning for the 42. Looks like
was a self spin with no contact. We stay green.
Staying green. Sean Ryan going around turn 1. That might play havoc because now they're going to catch him a little bit sooner. And man, you see just how sideways they get whenever they clip that little bit of a transition from what little banking there is. Malin, though, really seems to have the middle of the corner dialed in. Just gained a ton on the 84 there within the course of like 100 feet. Alexander Gonzalez still doing well in 4th. Nathan Amuedo currently 5th. Looking to, at the very least, at least have somewhat of a cushion as far as stats go. But he's just hoping that another playoff driver does not win. Chris Sweat's now back on the tear, though. Getting underneath of Austin Ogo for 7th place. If that 71 is able to get anywhere toward the front, I think that he's going to be a major threat.
I think if Tyler Mellon actually finishes where he's at, no matter who wins, I'm pretty sure he will be locked in to the Final Four with both his stats and his win.
Yeah, that's true there. Roger Ray probably... He had two... he had a really bad race at Chicagoland, actually got parked. And then had a reasonable run, I think finished like 6th or 7th range at Atlanta. And of course won at Watkins Glen. So looking to help himself out. Knowing of course that Dylan Schwallenberg is leading at the moment.
Ray is actually above Schwallenberg in points, so Ray would still be the second seed or the second driver in the Final Four. But Tyler Mallon is wanting to get around him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Mallon definitely. He's been hounding whoever it is that's in front of him. Once these runs get going. Just checking through the rest of the field here at the moment. Dunlap currently 11th. Not really what he needs. Needs to maybe get up there a little bit more. But we still got a good ways to go. Over 100 to go. Or under 100 to go. At this point in time.
And Tyler Mallon does get around Roger Ray.
And Mallon did get by Roger Ray. I don't know how I didn't just notice that. But good call there. Now I will also throw that out to you. Especially you, Tristan, because you ran the race here recently. Albeit slightly different physics. But wood shifting, which it looks like Schwallenberg is actually doing, is that something that could play more of a factor in terms of speed?
If I'm not mistaken, I think I was just holding it in 3rd gear. It looks to be a separate mix for each driver. It looks like quite a few are shifting off of the corners, and then at the same time, a lot are just hanging in 4th gear, right? But it does seem like the faster drivers are shifting, so it looks like there is a speed advantage to getting into 3rd gear off of the corners.
So from what I can tell and what I remember is that 3rd gear and 4th gear are actually nearly identical. The big difference is that if you are in 4th gear, the car is a little bit more stable when you're powering it off the exit of the turn. 3rd gear can get you a little bit more of that raw speed, but it also leaves the car to be a little bit more dancy at the exit when you put the throttle down.
We've seen Schwallenberg definitely kick it out, especially in turn 4 more than once. But making it work, though, I mean, leading right now, definitely feeling pretty comfortable, but not breathing easy, though. That 18 starting to close just a little bit. Last lap was about half a tenth quicker And it looks like Schwallenberg may have locked up a little bit there in the middle of the corner. Oh my gosh, look at that dive from Mallon. Just like that, right on his rear bumper already.
About a car length separating the two.
And Moito already hounding the back to the 63.
And that was a 2/10 better lap for Mellon that time.
Yeah, they are definitely on a tear right now.
But now it's back to where he was at the first green run of the day, just kind of having to search because he doesn't want to get into the 51 at this early stage, but he wants the lead, so
yeah,
definitely
wants to knock that 51 probably out of the picture because as we were mentioning, wants to keep that 51 out of Homestead, knowing how competitive he is. Austin Ogo, just checking back on him, trying to make the move underneath the 71. We actually have quite a little gaggle here. The 36 going underneath the 63. Makes that move stick. Oh!
Slid up. I think he tried to get in behind the 36 to prevent Ogo from getting around, but that he couldn't get the spot filled in, and that gave Ogo the bottom line for free.
And almost a bump there from Shane Size of 71. Yeah, this side-by-side starting to stack everyone back up. Yeah, you see, they don't have to be side-by-side for very long for it to really, really slow them down. And then that just checks everyone up behind them.
Yeah, which brings them farther back, which brings them closer to the nose of possibly getting lapped if we have a long enough run.
Yeah, that's true. It is very easy to get lapped here, man. Look at that dive from...
Oh, Tyler Mallon to the inside.
Dejan Weeks.
Just barely short.
71 in a bit of trouble, but yeah, Mallon all over the back of the 51. We got stuff going on all over the track. Maybe a little bit of a crossover here, trying to get the run. These straightaways not quite long enough to get too big of a run. Ooh, crossover maybe.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. That's what I saw a few laps ago.
Boy.
He is right there, but it looks to be that Roger Ray is gaining on them through all this.
Yeah, if they go at it.
Now, there was one thing that I did want to say is that, so let's say, for example, that as Mallon tries to put the inside on Dylan Schwallenberg. Okay, so let's say the race wanted to end in like 5 laps, and let's say that Mallon manages to get around Schwallenberg. Schwallenberg is 20 points out of getting into the Final Four. He would get 17 points. Oh dear.
That
he would
may
get
have been
17 points, which would...
Something happened farther in the between the 63 and the 2.
Yeah, I see some smoke there in turn 4.
What I was going to say is, he would gain 17 points on that 20-point deficit. So, hypothetically speaking, it could be the best way to go. If Mallon wins tonight, and Dylan Schwallenberg manages to have like good enough of a race, or goes out and wins as they get really, really close to one another.
Robbie Gilvin almost just self-spun into the 63. Somehow held on to it. They are just.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, and this back in the pack, it's outside the top 10, and they are absolutely going for it.
Roger Ray is right on the tail. These guys, look at the 51.
Open 18 got to the inside, to the outside.
Oh boy!
Yep, how is it by the outside, side by side battle across the line? The 18 is going to take away the lead.
Oh, if the 51 doesn't try to just turn him in the process of trying to take it
and
back.
that gives the 84 the bottom.
Oh man, 84 with a great run there, but he gets into him.
Oh, they touch!
Oh no!
Oh, be careful! Be careful!
Oh.
Don't take yourself out.
I don't think that I would want to be in that helmet right now.
That you gotta be careful, but the issue is you also don't want to get lapped because you can, if you sit up too long waiting for some cars to go by, you will get lapped so fast. So
that's true, and I don't know what the rule would be if
the car got lapped like that.
Yeah, if they would give him the lap back or not. Pit road not open there. Roger Ray just getting into him there, just got in there a little too hard, pushed up, locked it up, and sent the 51 around, and the 51, just like Austin Ogo, has to be thinking, son of a gun, what must I do to get these results, to get me to the championship.
It looks like just about everyone is coming in the pit.
Bashir, I think, might be going for a free pass here.
See, yeah, he's 3 laps down. Everyone else showing on the lead lap as of right now, aside from the 16. As checking on the battle here.
Oh no!
36 just hit the 38. Sitting on pit road, and that was actually really bizarre.
The 36, he got forced out trying to miss Austin Ogo and just bounced off the bumper of the 38, and Dejan Weeks had nowhere to go there.
Oh my gosh, look at the damage to the 36 from that.
Yeah, damage on the 10 most likely as well.
I'm going to go on board with the 36 here, because that was bizarre. I mean, yep, there's a 7 pulling out. And, yeah,
Yeah, he wanted to miss Ogo on the bottom, and then just...
Well, with it being a short track, though, that damage shouldn't be much of an issue. And yeah, that's just kind of, well, hey, that's just how this pit road goes. See if we're going green this time.
Green this time?
We are not. So in that case, try to find the 51, and we'll take very quickly, try to check on the cause of this caution. The 84 getting to his inside, tried to dive it in to get the move done, got sideways, locked it up, and just got into him.
Well, here
That's
we
short
go.
track racing.
Green flag's gonna wave, and back to racing we go.
Tyler Mallon and Austin Ogo. Ogo now second.
71 sitting on the bottom. I think he does have a gear issue if he is sitting that far out of the way on the restart. Ogo's holding the quarter panel, but it looks like Mellon will clear him for the lead.
But now here's where Ogo's going to be thinking, we're smelling blood. He's going to go for it, but not quite. But Ogo now in a similar position to the 51 in terms of needing to get good results, if not outright win, to try and advance, even though he's had one of these stronger cars all season.
Yeah, Ogo's got a 14-point gap between him and the and the final chase spot. So, you know, as I was talking about earlier for Schwallenberg, you know, second place that closes it up to 0. So that would be beneficial to Ogo one way or another. He'd be right on that cut line, and then it would all come down to Michigan.
Michigan is just going to be a little bit all over the place. I'm keeping my eye on the 51 right now as the 37 and the 2 near the door slam.
I keep my eye on Nova. He's been working the outside line here on this run, and
I'd actually clear the 2.
Hasn't cleared him just yet, but I think off of 4 he will.
A slide from the 2, but yeah, you're right. Henry Nova's been just quietly doing really well tonight, keeping it in the top 10. A pretty clean race car in that 37. Now 51 going to get underneath him. That 51, yeah, he's definitely hot under the collar, and I think we've been saying that a lot these last 3 weeks, with him being hot under the collar, trying to make something good happen.
I mean, if I remember right, I would have to look back into the previous seasons, but I can't remember if the 51 has actually been out of the Cup playoffs, even once for that matter. I think that this is as far as he's been behind the 8 ball in terms of being into the Final Four, that I can understand him being kind of hot under the collar in regards to it.
Right now behind Dunlap, who's up in 5th, who I don't think he's going to be willing to yield that position all that easily, knowing the point situation that he's in as well. And looking at the 36 in front of him, who pretty much is the cut line, who, by the way, the damage does not appear to be affecting him at all. Running 4th right now. Last time. Looking really solid.
I think it's drive to survive and stubbornness is what's keeping the ton in the game.
I am more surprised about the 10. Like, that looked to be a pretty direct impact to the nose of the 10, but has not dropped the pace of that car at all.
And Dejan Weeks. A little further back at the moment. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, no, there he is in third. Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm losing track of where everyone is. And I just
Too many
realized
stories to talk about.
we're within 60 laps to go here. This is even for a 150 lapper, this is really quick.
Hope so. That's a short track.
A short track with about 16 seconds per lap being turned here. Ogo, maybe just trying to save his stuff at the moment. Just trying to keep the 18 in his sights. Weeks on a solid run in third, also going to help out his stats, which could pay dividends later on. And actually, looking at that lap time, no, 71 with the fastest lap, but I'm just noticing anyone who has turned a 15-second lap, or a number that starts with a 15, doing pretty well. As far
Only
as
4
speed
cars
goes.
out of this entire field have set a 15-second lap time, excluding Tyler Mallon.
Yeah, Malin has not, nor has Ogo. I mean, granted, a 16 flat.
16 direct.
Right on the number. Maybe, just maybe inching a little bit closer to the 18. Ran almost a tenth quicker that lap. So, yeah, maybe the tire game's starting to come into effect, which we all know. Austin Ogo's probably one of the best at it in this series.
I've been watching the 84 just slice through the field. Right now, back up in the 10th for now.
Oh, yeah, good run there for 84, despite what happened to him. As we got a spinner, it's Robbie Gilvin again. Don't know if that was from contact. Looks like he got awfully close to the 84, or the 48, rather, of Cody Lamas, who's back in action tonight. But no caution called.
It looked to be he overcorrected, trying to get off, trying to not be hit by the 48, and sent him around.
Gotcha. Front three pretty much in a stalemate at the moment. Austin Ogo actually lost a fair amount of time that lap, as they start to catch some of that lap traffic. Definitely going to become a factor if this stays green for the next 50 laps. That time fairly even on the lap times. Dejan Week still just waiting in the wings in third. On solid run. Natan Amoito probably also pretty content. Running where he's at. Dun LaPrat in fifth.
The problem with being a lap car here is that you can get all the way in the turns, but being on the outside, it turns into the racing line on the straightaway, and you can see.
But Teixeira just parked it.
Yeah, Teixeira parked it, but like what I was saying, you can run on the outside to avoid being on the racing line, but just by running on that far out, you're on the racing line when they get off the corner, which no matter where you go, essentially, you will be holding up a car that is lapping you.
The only place that you can really go is into the hauler, so there's nowhere to hide at a track like this. But Tyler Mallon starting to actually gap the 7, looking for win number 2 win number 2 in the playoffs, win number 4 in the season. As Robbie Gilvin gets out of the way, hoping for this race to stay green. But then, if Mallon does win this, that would still leave that 4th position very much up for grabs come Michigan, which, as we've said, going to be a pretty crazy one there. Schwallenberg making the move under the 74. 74 tries to fight back on the outside, and they stay side by side.
I don't know how much tires they're wasting if they're up on the high side, because I've been watching Nova, and he has been dropping after he was contending with the 2 car on the outside for so many laps, and now he's about to fall to the last car on the lead lap almost.
Yeah, he pounded the wall pretty good there in turn 2. We saw him clip it there, Benjamin White going by him. And yeah, we were just saying he was running pretty well. Like I said, I think that's definitely playing a factor. I mean, you got to drive it way harder up there just to even be able to maintain ground. Yeah, these guys definitely starting to fall off quite a bit as far as their lap times go. Even just in the last couple laps, they lost a few tenths. But Malin looking like the strongest of them right now with an extended gap now, about a second.
With how small this track is, if someone can get into the pits before everyone else, even just by a lap, that could get them the race lead.
Yeah, that is true, and that is, of course, if they do have to pit again. Which, with this being a short track, I think that they'll probably be okay.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about the tire situation on that, because it looks to be half a second, which might mean they might fall back a full second by the time this run's over.
Yeah, so still anything can happen. We got 40 to go, 39 to go now. Schwellenberg still trying to get what he can. But we saw after... Leave me alone. Sorry about that. But very, very upset with himself after Atlanta. And then, of course, had that happen with the 84. Might be able to make a move up to fourth position here soon enough, but I think that he's hoping for a caution to even get some kind of a semblance of a shot at the victory.
Well, and the one thing that I wanted to say is that at the current moment, Tyler Mallon is about a quarter of a racetrack ahead of the 36 and 51. Oh no!
Into each other.
Whoa!
The green's gonna stay.
They actually saved that?
They saved it. Holy crap.
That is not what you want to see, being a lead lap cars, two lappers getting into each other there.
No.
No.
That is pretty frightening stuff. It looks like they're all pretty much going to hold position, though. But yeah, now the 69 and the 42 battling for position, and I think it might stay that way. Up 69 goes up the track there, going to let the 2 by. Whew, that could have been a whole world of trouble. It's awfully close to the bumper of the 36. It's the 51.
51's going to shoot to the outside, try to make the power move. Almost brushes the outside wall, but manages to keep it rolling.
Oh, boy. Trying to make that outside work. Doing a fair job of it at the moment. Big dive going into turn 3. Might actually be able to clear.
I think the 36 may have decided to let him go because he can probably go for an over-under move or at least pressure the 51 to burn up his tires.
It might have been to try to defend from the 74, actually.
Yeah, 74 now is up there as well. 51 is officially now up to 4th.
37 is now gone into the pit, so it looks like we are going to have fuel and tires going on.
Or if not, that is a strategy call by one of the last cars on the lead lap to try to salvage something out of this race. Got to figure out what that is by the end of this event.
Now, unfortunately, 37 has now gone a lap down as the 74 slides out.
Move that 74 up to 5th now, and the time
Yellow flag
up to 6th, and the caution is out. Unknown reason why.
Well, guys, I'm going to be honest with you.
69 got ran into by the 48. I don't think that should have been a caution.
Shane did pull back, but there was nothing that he could do to really uncall the caution.
Yeah,
so.
69 didn't go a full 90, got re-straightened back out by the 48. But
and 69 just went around.
Yeah, 69, that was
a door slam into the 48.
Was that a maybe unhappy door slam?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Now, because the reason for the caution, the 69 pretty much just got ran over by the 48 in the middle of 3 and 4.
Yeah, we just took a look at it there, but then, yeah, as you said, the 48 almost straightened it back up again.
Yeah, so.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, like what Shane said, you can't really uncall that. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't say, oh, caution's out. Nope, keep going. That's gonna. That's just gonna cause other problems. So, but hey, I mean, if you hear as an admin that something contact has happened, nope, yeah, they're straight.
There are events happening. Some very mixed feelings on both sides of this equation. But the person who this hurts for sure is Henry Nova, who is now trapped 2 laps down. His strategy call pretty much taking him out of this event.
Yeah, I mean, I had to try something. It was dropping back in a real hurry. But now everyone on fresh rubber for this final 25-lap sprint. Now, oh boy, what's that 51 going to do?
Shane Sides will be looking at stuff for what happened.
Yeah.
So this could be a delayed green for possibly 5 laps, like at the worst, because of how fast they'll be going even under pacing.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So that's just going to ramp up the sense of urgency the more laps that they tick off. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, we definitely saw a very unhappy Robbie Gilvin there with the 48. 48 was way behind him though, and yeah, definitely took the corner.
They're
too
dropping
hard.
the pace speed down.
Dropping pace speed down to 30. We saw it.
Down to 20 actually. Yeah.
Or down to 20.
They're still going 30, but he said down to 20. So
get her down to 20. This 71 is now going to be 5th, albeit he's going to struggle on these restarts. But I think once he gets going, if he's
51, I think it's trying to keep his tires warm.
Yeah, I think he lit it up. It got a little sideways there. I mean, this definitely helps him because now he's going to be right on the tail of the leaders.
I'm going to be reading through, figure out if the 71 does. 71 has lost second, so that is what has happened.
So second gear is what's missing.
And, well, since third and fourth are nearly identical, that's pretty much the restart gear is gone on that car.
Yep, that's, yeah, we saw how much it hurt him on when he went to the outside.
That sucks for him because he is very fast once he gets a run. He's passing like so many cars, but he loses so much time just on the restart.
Yeah, Shane Sides had the same thing happen, and Will Goss also had that happen at Atlanta.
And Robbie Gilvin has been issued a warning for a retaliatory bump against the 48.
Yeah, we saw that happen. And
that's a warning from Will. I do not know what that official call. Now we'll get another official call if that wasn't the official call.
Shane will be coming up here to get
Not
his
in a yellow
position back. He may have actually. Yep, he lost a couple of laps from that, so he'll probably put himself back. Be able to manually put himself back on the lead lap.
Yep.
So the question here is, actually we're pretty disjointed. I'd be surprised if we go green here.
Yep, 1 to green.
1 to green.
1 to green. So it will be 21 to go.
Malin not happy. He said he was good to go on fuel and a pretty much non-yellow just wrapped the field from being 2 to 3 seconds off his bumper to right there.
Well, it's going to make this interesting for us, but can't really blame Malin. I mean, yeah, that definitely shouldn't have been a caution, but again, when you're the admin and you're racing, you can't really, like, know for sure. Like, all you hear is, that was a bump, and you just kind of call it in the moment. California was a similar way, where actually it was the exact opposite, where things that should have been on a caution did not, so that's just tough part of on-track admin in a manual caution series as we're back at it. Almost a bump to the 10.
The 51, I think, wanted to get straight to the inside and just...
Whoa, sideways!
Oh, we have Ogo on the inside of Malin.
Yeah, Ogo's feeling that urgency.
They get touchy, they get close.
18's trying to pinch him down as much as he can.
51 shooting to the inside.
There's only so many places to go.
And there's only so much room to work with.
Whoa, look at that from this 51.
Big slide right there.
Oh boy, now the 7 starting to slip a little bit. But definitely trying to at least still be there. Tries to dive it in there. I think that 18 is looking like the car to beat if the 51 doesn't get to his bumper. Which, yeah, at a track like this, that bumper might just prove to be... It might prove to play a factor, is what I'm trying to say. And now they're
Ooh,
spread out.
7. I don't know if 7's still up the track, but it looks like he's trying to dime in the corner.
Yeah, trying a little bit of everything right now to try to catch the 18.
And the 51 trying to maybe make a move on the outside, maybe seeing if it can stick.
18 pushed a little bit there.
Yeah, he just threw it in. I think he's going to get the outside.
Oh,
off
2 got the slide, yellow flag.
Oh, yellow back out. And it's Shane Sides, who's also... I feel like we discount him the most out of any playoff driver.
84 slid up the racetrack.
Uh-oh.
Roger is parked from this one. And
the second playoff race. Roger Ray will be parked for the race. That is his second caution, as per IMRC rule. Cause 2 cautions. And you are parked. So actually, I think the 84 at this rate is really going to be
now
in a pit.
He is in the championship for as of now, but his problem is he is essentially going to be getting 1 point, maybe 2 points off of this race. Pretty much he needs Malin to win this race to be able to lock himself in the final 4. If either Ogo or Schwal wins this, then that means Ray does have to worry about Michigan. If Malin wins this, Michigan will still be a non-factor for Ray.
Yeah, right now Malin is Ray's best friend, as you're saying. Or Dejan Weeks even, if he's able to pull something off. But the 7 and the 51...
74 as well. 71 would also be his best friend. It also works out very well.
Yeah, that would work out nicely. And the 71, we know how quick he is. I mean, of course, second gear is just killing him right now. Shout out though to Don the Brand.
What I'm looking at is the 51s on the inside for this restart.
Whoa, you're right. Oh boy, what's that gonna do for him?
And that's what I was gonna say was, now that we're in the situation that we're in with it looking to be close to about 10 to go, if we go green coming this time, the 51's got that inside. That definitely gives him the whole shot potentially to get by the 7. But who knows what's gonna happen? Gotta fight to that inside too.
Yeah, and Ogo is not just gonna lay over for these guys.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be something to behold. I was gonna say shout out to Don the Pratt in 5th, trying to help out his hopes as well.
Green flag is back out.
Green flag. 71 up the outside, missing second.
51 following through. 7 beats him.
Oh, he's
slides up the track.
Gonna push up a little bit there. Actually, a good corner from the 7.
Ogo's battling up in the wall.
37 spun around, solo spin. With the 7 and 18 fighting for the lead.
Oh, he bumps him!
He got put in the wall.
Malin was not quite clear. But, is that going to open the door for the 51?
51 is hungry. He wants a win. He wants to be able to get around Tyler Malin. And with few laps remaining, he's running out of time.
Oh,
he slams it down to the inside. He slides, but he holds on to it.
That's going to open up the door for Ogo. What's he going to do? He's going to try to go around the outside.
That's kind of the only place that he could go there. And the 51 with that slide has lost a fair amount of time. Another big dive there. Trying to dive in the corner. But Malin in the catbird seat with 7 to go. Ooh.
Joel's getting there, but...
Yeah, losing it once again. He's gaining it on entry, losing it on exit. I just don't think that that's going to be sustainable. Here comes the 7 now looking to try to get that back.
Well, and the problem is I think Malin is just a very patient driver as the 7 is trying to shoot to the inside. Throws the 51 up the racetrack a little bit. Side by side, almost for second position. 51 sliding really tight.
Weeks is there as well. They're side by side into the wall goes the 51. Oh, little bump there.
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
And the yellow is out, and we're probably going to go into green-white checkered territory.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like maybe the 48.
48? Maybe 42.
That's fine. Oh, yep, 42. And that was also the 48, so that might also be a part for Cody Lamas. And again, another thing that's like kind of iffy if that was a caution or not. He was definitely 90 degrees.
Again, off the nose up.
And now we go to green-white checkered territory.
Oh, 42 has been parked.
No, not yet. That is only if it is deemed to be fake, which it looks to be like that.
Fake pitting. I mean, I would be surprised if they parked the 42 for causing the caution because he got
No,
hit
it
by the
would be
48.
for causing a fake yellow, because
Oh.
Apparently, the 42 was the caller for the first false caution, and then now in this case is called the second false caution. So, like I said, I mean, granted, I don't know if it is true that what it sounded like is he was going to get parked for 2 fake yellows. But I may be incorrect in that.
Well,
I may have misheard.
the caution involving the 48 and the 69 definitely should not have been a caution by
this one
most
he did
standards.
go nearly perpendicular, so this one.
Yeah, that was
Okay, yeah.
right on the borderline.
Yeah, because it was a perpendicular one. That's what I was thinking. Why it might not have been a fake yellow.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Because the general rule is 90 degrees. He was like 89 degrees. So, if you want to get that particular with it. So still under caution. We are now officially into overtime.
In overtime. Who has any tires left?
Who has any tires left? Yeah, I think Malin is probably looking at like he's in the best position.
Well, and keep this in mind too. Because we're in overtime, if you cause an accident, you're gonna lose a lap. So better mind your P's and Q's.
Also, remember the 18 put the 7 in the wall the last restart. What's the 7 gonna do to try to bring it back around?
Yeah, that's
Here we
true.
go.
I mean, the 7 and the 51. And,
Green flag, back out.
Situation. Here we go. Great restart from the 18. Oh, it's the 51.
18.
It's 3 wide.
3 wide almost.
That might have given it to Ogof.
Oh, he might try it here.
Oh, he slams on the
Try
brakes.
slide and he gets into the 10.
That's gonna be caution.
Big
caution. He's
wreck.
upside down.
Oh, 3. Oh, that is
10 involved. 71 looks like he went around as well.
desperate drivers is doing desperate things to try to get themselves locked in, and
Oh, man, I would know.
51 has taken the claim. He is getting the penalty.
What does Schwallenberg have to do to get something to go his way in the playoffs? That's all you can ask. But at the same time, that was a bold move, and like you said, Tristan, desperate thing from a desperate driver.
I think the 18 chopped off his nose a little bit, so he tried to react by braking, and unfortunately, there were just too many cars in the area.
Yeah, 74 actually got a bit of a bump there, but kept it going straight. And yeah, it's Liam Tingley in the 03 getting into the 10.
that was a late dive by the 51. I don't think the 18 was full.
Yeah,
I didn't think the 18 was expecting that late of a dive because Schwallenberg absolutely sent it. He did get a nose under, but I don't think Malin was expecting that at all.
I mean, that would have been an insane dive and would have made it 3 wide. You could almost compare it to Clint Boyer going underneath of Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon Martinsville, I would say. But it's like you said, he's 20 points out. That was his opportunity to try to make the move. So desperate drivers.
And unfortunately, that is just going to hurt him even more because he has parked the car. He is out of the race. He is done for the night. And he is going to be credited with 16th place points.
I wouldn't want to be on Facebook and see what he has to say, because I don't think that he's going to be very happy.
Nope. And in 16th, he's only going to get 15 points for this race. The winner, they get 30 plus an additional 10 if I remember right.
So yeah, that's pretty. It is must-win time for the 51. The 7 is in a position that at least gives him a chance to maybe point his way in, but Natane Morito, who's 4th on the cut line right now, running 4th.
Yeah.
And
This
Don
is going to be
LeBrand in 3rd.
interesting here with Austin Ogo. See if he can get a win.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Shout out to Will Goss, who suddenly found himself up in 7th.
Ogo's trying to hold it around the outside.
I mean, that outside just has not worked very well. A little bit of a push up
Malin
though for
got
the
loose.
18. Ooh, he's still there though. Oh, he slides!
He slides,
They're
but
going to be
White
flag!
flag!
White flag!
So we race back no matter
anything
what.
goes. The 7 arcing on the outside.
gonna
Down
put
the
it in
back
the
strips they
wall.
go. They into the wall he goes.
Oh, and he gets him again. Oh, he's going to try the crossover. Big time.
Oh,
He's gonna spin
Big
it.
Son Malin
He
wins
still
it.
gets second.
Still finished 2nd is the 7, the 18 with the victory. Roger Ray is saying, thank goodness for that. Little celebratory wall ride. Photo finish for 3rd.
That was for second as well because Ogo was drifting out there on the inside.
That's a fair point. And yeah, Ogo might actually be okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the point situation is going to be. But Tyler Malin, now the winningest driver of the whole season, with 4 wins, and burning it down, getting it done here at the short track. And again, another thriller of a race.
And that officially makes it so that every winner will be locked in. So that is exactly what Roger Ray wanted to see after his park tonight.
Yeah, Roger Ray is breathing a lot easier. So now, yeah, that means that someone like could even point their way in if it comes to that.
Yeah, so now there is a chance for whoever wins this next week will be locked in, or if it's a non-winner.
Yeah, I got some folks in chat not too happy about Malin saying that he put Ogo in the wall. We'll take another look here at this final lap. And try to get the drive off there. I mean, that is so easy to do, but yep, bumped him a little bit there. And then I think the 7 also bumped a little bit there as well. But, oh my gosh, look at that finish. For 2nd on back.
Boy,
We're going to see just how close it is. Oh my gosh, look how close that is for 3rd place. I mean, Ogo definitely gets 2nd.
Well, and this is another too. Between the 74 and the 36, they tied. They tied coming across the line.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it looks like the 74, just looking at this shot, just barely inched ahead of the 36, which just, even if it's 1 point, it will help him as far as getting up there.
That could be 2 more points the 7 has compared to not having. So if Ogo can point his way in at 2 points or less, it'll be this moment. That would be one of the things.
Yeah, it would. Man, Michigan is going to be insane. I can't wait already. We're just looking at the rest of the results here. So, yep, there's Ogo, LePrat and Amorino, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Shane Sides will emerge in 5th, still just, lurking, sitting doing his thing. Shout out to Alexander Gonzalez, finished in 6th, still pretty much in a must-win situation, heading to Michigan. But still credit no less with a great run in 6th.
I mean, he was top 5 there on the last restart. If things played out perfectly, he could have found himself with a win tonight if
he ran a really
they made
good
contact or anything.
Yeah, he ran really well pretty much all night. Will Goss will emerge 7th. Credit to Benjamin Fanning finishing in 8th, or White, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Benjamin White. I got confused with someone else. Benjamin White in the 38, and then another side-by-side finish for 9th and 10th. Robbie Gilvin, also going to be must-win, heading to Michigan. And Sean Ryan will round out the top 10. But man, another absolute thriller of a race. and a lot of fun to watch there. McKinley, man, yeah, we stay neutral up here. But man, I'm telling you, without fail, these guys have always managed to give us a fun show every single race so far. Let's see. Tyler was just in the waiting room to be interviewed, just jumped down. We'll see if we can get them up here, talk with the race winner. There we go. Forgot how to spell interview for a moment. But yeah, definitely glad to have you guys up here. Another race that had its kind of controversial moments, but it still puts on a good show for us up here. We're gonna get Malin up here a while.
User was moved to your channel.
Race winner, Tyler Malin. 4th win of the season, 2nd win of the playoffs, officially now the winningest driver of the season. But had to fight for it at the end. I know some controversial calls, but hey, you emerged with the W anyway. How are you feeling right now?
I have kind of mixed feelings about it. With about like 25 to go, there was a caution called that shouldn't have been a caution because some people in like 16th decided it would be funny to bring the field together again or something. I don't know. But that was frustrating, and because I was good on fuel to the end from that point on, and I had a couple seconds of the lead. So I was pretty frustrated after that. And then after that, I kind of raced Ogo a little too hard, I think. I probably could have done a better job avoiding like hitting him. I tried my hardest. Well, no, I didn't. Yeah, I tried my hardest not to hit him, but I should have been a lot more careful at the end. So I'm really not happy with the way I won that race. But with that fake caution, I feel like I probably should have been in a position to win the race anyway. So, but I don't know. It's hard when that happens.
Oh yeah, it's kind of tough. Yeah, don't like doing it that way, but hey, it's a win no less. And like you said, fought for it maybe a little harder than you needed to, but it's a win no less. You, Roger Ray, and Dejan Weeks are now definitely guaranteed spots at Homestead. So what's that going to mean for you heading into Michigan?
It means that I have I can race however I want, but I'm probably going to just try and stay out of the way of the people that are fighting for that last spot. I don't want to influence it too much, so that'd be kind of a really rude thing to do, Yeah,
I get you. But hey, a good running no less. A fast car night that is still a well-deserved win, and congrats to you. Best of luck at Michigan and onward.
Thank you.
User left your channel.
Tyler Malin, breaking back out the Intel colors for tonight as well. Got a couple more people. Someone else who was popped in there. We're going to go down the order though. We'll start with Dunn the Pratt, who is currently
User was moved to
sitting
your
over
channel.
there. There he is, third place finisher, officially third by the narrowest of margins over the 36. But third no less. Still on the outside, looking in as it stands, but it's third no less. So I'll just ask what your feelings are after tonight.
I know we were a top 5 car, but we were abysmal. I was abysmal in qualifying, and that set us back. But early in the race, before the race even started, it was like, okay, just let the race play it out and just just let it chill and let it, roll and see what happens because I knew it was going to be a very um, track position was really critical, and I really had to just manage my race, and I believe I did just that. And we won. We didn't do well in qualifying, but when we got on track, I mean, we obviously circumstances helped us to get to that position, but the restarts, I mean, they were really the only time of the race where I could really make some moves, and that and other people wrecking. But it seemed like every restart I would pick up a spot or two. So I was very fortunate to get up there to third and have a shot to win. And I mean, obviously, third place, it's not gonna it's not better than what it was last week because I mean it's still heartbroken about last week, but to be able to get third place at a track like Tri County, a track that I've never raced at before, and historically I'm not that typically good on short tracks, but to be able to get a third place out of it is promising.
Well, let's see. Based on mental math that we've all been kind of doing, you're going to be like probably 9 or 10 points out as it stands. So with Michigan coming up, I'll just ask if you're if you got a plan or a strategy or how you're going to go about it.
Try to go for the win. I mean, we only got one more spot remaining to get in the final four. So, Michigan, I've done well over there in lights and won there. I always do pretty decent at historically for me, so I have some confidence going there. But if I don't succeed over there, then I hope Natan does because I have to admit he's done a lot better than me in the playoffs, and he definitely deserves to be in the final four. It's been long overdue for him, but for me right now, all I really need to do is try to go after the W at Michigan. I mean, we only got one more shot at it,
Hey,
so
wake up.
nonetheless, we're just gonna try to have fun at the same time.
I like that attitude. Great running tonight. And yeah, just best of luck to you. And in Michigan, we'll be keeping an eye on you for sure.
Yep, thank you.
Don LeBrad, finishing third in a
User left your
very,
channel.
very tough conditions. We will get Austin Ogo up here then. That's right after Natan because he's been waiting patiently a little bit longer.
User was moved to your channel.
Natan Amoedo, fourth. My gosh, you have been king consistency. These three or four races now here in the playoffs. You've done good so far. Finished fourth there, like barely a fender behind the 74. And now with about a 9 or 10 point cushion with Malin winning. How are you feeling about tonight, and how does that make you feel heading into Michigan?
I mean, this is like the best situation I could have been in right now. I didn't really feel good about this race. Don't have much experience in short tracks. So I was like, well, I'm gonna capitalize on anything I can, and it ended up that I had a good pace through the race, just kept it going like on top 5, top 10, and just had a very strong run, a P4 finish, P3 for Daniel Pratt, who's my teammate, and yes, it was a great finish between us, very fun. And it's just a great situation for us, really, because we were really rooting for Tyler to win that race because he would give us a chance to race for points. I hope I can make it to the final four. So I don't know, man. We need a non-playoff driver to win in Michigan, or one of the three who are up there, and that is Tyler, Roger, and Dejan. But the point situation is just really good. Consistency has, I mean, I have been very consistent, as you said, in this playoff season. And I'm just feeling really good, really pumped up. And I hope things work out, and I'm in the final four, maybe. I don't know.
Well, it's been cool seeing you finish well here. I know you said that if you didn't make it to the Final Four, you were going to be in the booth for the final race, but inching ever so closer. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on you at Michigan. Keeping an eye on all these guys. It's been a lot of fun, and Michigan's going to be pretty crazy for sure.
Sure. It will, yeah. Like a big lottery going on. We don't know what to expect really. Just a crazy race, I guess, and well, very decisive too. So I hope it goes good for me. It goes well for me, and if it doesn't go well for me, then I hope it goes for Dan. But yeah, I really would like to have that shot in the Final Four. And yeah, just very proud of what's happened in this playoffs. Just very consistent and just fantastic, really. So yeah, really happy about it.
Well, good to see you. Good to see you doing well, and yeah, just best of luck to you at Michigan, and hopefully beyond.
Yep, thanks, bud.
Fourth place finisher Natan Amarito. We're gonna get one last interview here before we get our closing thoughts. Austin Ogo, who finished in second.
User was
Just
moved
get his
to your
thoughts on
channel.
how the race ended there. So Austin Ogo finishing in second. A haul of points. Still maybe not the most comfortable, but heading into Michigan where anything can happen. But I'll mainly ask you about that hard race there with Tyler Mallon at the end of tonight, and how it went down from your perspective.
Yeah, me and him were just racing hard for the lead. I'm not mad at him. He was just racing hard, and he told me that he had no intentions of putting me in the wall. He was just driving hard, so I'm not mad at him at all. It's just hard racing at a short track. Honestly, I'm just happy to finish in second place. That win would have been a lot better, but considering how these last few weeks have gone, I'll take it. And Michigan's one of my good tracks, so I'm more confident about making my way into the Final Four with a win, maybe with points, but more of a win. So, good night overall. Just got a lot to look forward to now.
Yeah, I think that we definitely have something to look forward to. The show coming up at Michigan. You said that you're gonna probably go for the win, but yeah, I was just gonna ask you your overall strategy and thoughts ending into Michigan, and how you hope things will go.
Well, normally I would approach a kind of a calm strategy, tire save, that kind of thing, but considering the stakes, how high the stakes are next week, I'm just gonna have to see what plays out. I could save the tires. I could run hard all race. That's kind of how I ran at Chicagoland. I ran hard all race, and it almost ended up well until it didn't. So I have to do that for Michigan, but we'll see what happens next week.
It is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Good to have you here, man. We'll, of course, be keeping an eye on you as well for Michigan. Best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.
User left your channel.
Austin Ogo, runner-up tonight, pretty much sideways across the finish line, and a great 3-wide finish there. It's been a lot of fun watching all this go down. Before we wrap it up, of course, we always get our final thoughts. Blake, we'll start with you. Closing thoughts after tonight.
Well, I can certainly say that I did not expect to see all of that and grow to see all of that on such a race. I'm pleasantly surprised that we had such a long green flag run for what it was. And I'm a little... a lot of my trends for thoughts on previous seasons, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I had to call it, without even looking at Michigan, I think that Tyler Mallon's going to win the championship. I think that he is going to do well enough at Homestead and probably win the race, and he will be the champion this season. He's been by and beyond one of the most consistent and fastest drivers over the majority of this season, all things considered, that it would be really, really difficult for me to see to see him not win the championship this year. So I think that whoever gets into the Final Four, they're going to have some really, really tough competition to go into it. But the biggest thing to look forward to next week is that final playoff spot. Top three, they're locked in. They're good to go. They've got nothing to worry about when it comes to Michigan. Everyone else, they got to worry about Michigan. And to see what could happen, who knows?
I don't think anyone knows what to expect coming up here, but it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Tristan, your thoughts?
Yeah, just really happy that the race wasn't a pure mess, because obviously this was like one of the first short tracks in like a few seasons or whatever. So I was kind of worried when the race had the 3 cautions right off the bat, but everyone settled in and it was a really good race for everything. Just had the wild championship moments and pretty much everything you'd want out of a short track race.
A little bit of drama, a little bit of hard racing, door banging, and a little bit of everything. A lot of fun though, but hey, it all comes down to one race, and as we mentioned, it will be up to points or a new winner emerging at Michigan to make
It's going
it
to be
the
down to
Final
points
Four.
if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, Tristan, you'll be back on track. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on you as well. Best of luck to you at your home track, I believe.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why I'm running this late in the season.
Well, best of luck to you, man. You ran well in Atlanta, so best of luck to you at Michigan.
Thanks.
On that note, though, I already know what Natan's about to do, so go ahead.
Take care and bye for now. I wasn't gonna do it, but you said so.
Come on, it had to be done.
I wasn't. I was like, I was really chill. I was letting you do it. You know, it's fair enough.
Yeah, I appreciate you though. But thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to the drivers for putting on a good show. We'll see y'all next week at Michigan.